Hello, Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And this time we're going to talk about Zardari. We're going to talk about the Zardari family. We're going to talk a little more on the Zardari attitude. As we know, there's one thing that I keep on saying is that these people act as if they actually own the country, and their parents could not even own jack shit. Seriously, the way they made money, we all know all these families, the Nawashi family or the Zardari family, they all came from dirt, really. They came from the slums, to put it more broadly. And they made their money by stealing or by smuggling or by doing any and everything that they could. So it's not like they ever took the straight path to make that money. And that is very well known. So, yeah, it's not like I'm insulting anybody or offending anybody. These are facts. So, once you understand that, then you can understand the fact why we always say that the mentality of your socioeconomic background does not change even if you come into wealth. And that can be seen very clearly in both the Sharif families as well as the Zardari family, and as well as all those lotes that are around them. All their slaves within their parties, their so-called party members, who are literally basically just their slaves, because they also came from nothing. So they were given posts and they were given tickets and they were given positions and they were given jobs, based on connections, based on bribery, based on basically picking somebody up, saying that, okay, you do all my dirty work for me, and in return, I will make you and your children um, get desirable jobs working for us. So it's basically like that. So basically, they're all just, uh, you know, uh, organized crime. The Sharif family and their members of their party are all organized crime based in Punjab, and Zardari and his party members are in organized crime based in Sindh. Okay, so now we know where we stand. We can understand that the fact that they didn't even own jack shit, and yet they're acting as if their mothers brought Pakistan with them with their dowry, or that their fathers, owned the whole country at one point. It's laughable. It's laughable if it's not infuriating, because at the moment, it's actually too frustrating, too annoying for it to be laughable, really. But kudos to Zardari, where he, unlike Maryam Nawaz and unlike her goons and her cronies, he's not lying. He came up yesterday and, true to himself, again, once again, he just openly, blatantly, with full disregard for the sanctity of the state and for the sanctity of the sovereignty of the state, he announced that he is the boss, that he is behind everyone and everything, and that he owns the country, and that the elections will only take place if and when he decides, and that he will ensure that his son becomes the prime minister regardless of votes, regardless of elections. So he has clearly told the country and the world his agenda. Unlike Maryam Nawaz and her cronies, who are going around beating around the bush, lying, making false statements, acting as if they're here for some sort of a justice that only they know about. Because seriously, where's the justice here when they're the ones who are supposed to be in jail? So, he just out and out said it. So this exposes the whole PDM agenda as well. So he's telling you that he's behind the whole charade. He's behind the whole PDM agenda, and he has told us what his agenda is, which obviously we already knew. So I mean, it's just that PDM has been trying to beat around the bush and try to lie about it, but he just came out and said, "Yes, you people of Pakistan, you are right. We really are here to take over Pakistan. And then once we steal as much as we can from this country, we're going to go back to wherever it is that we crawled out of. And we're going to take all that wealth with us, because we don't really care about this country. Because to us, this country is just a place that we can sell out to anybody else, whoever gives us top dollars. And in order to do that, we have to take over the country and rule over it, just like a mafia don. And Zardari really is actually a mafia don, as we all know. So at least, as I would say, at least I am happy that he did not go around making stupid statements and beating around the bush and wildly flapping his wings. He just out and out said it, that we are here to burn down this country. We are here to take over this country. I am the boss. I am the don of this whole mafia called PDM. There will be no elections until I decide when and if they are to take place, and I will ensure that I put my son as prime minister of this country, whether he gets the votes or not. So this is a clear message, and this is again another slap in the face of our establishment and army that keeps on acting out as if they are the victims and as if Imran Khan is the one that punched them in the face. And well, as I said, either you're too stupid, if or you are traitors. If you're too stupid, then you really need to dismantle your institutions, because you are completely useless if you couldn't even see what was coming your way. And if you're traitors, again, we need to kick you out and render your institutions obsolete and revamp them, or form an alternative institution to do the job that needs to be done. So in any case, the establishment and the army are out, okay? Because they have been rendered absolutely useless. If in anything, in fact, if anything, they have been rendered very dangerous for the state of Pakistan. Um, Especially when their own boss, the mafia don, has spoken up. And now I would like to say, where is Maryam Nawaz? Why is she not screaming her brains out? After all, she was supposed to be the self-proclaimed princess. She thought that she was the one who brought Pakistan with her mother's dowry. So where is she now? And the fact that Zardari, who never had any say or any power in Punjab, the fact that he's in Lahore for these many days, and the fact that his daughter, the the actual self-proclaimed princess as well, she goes to a historic site of Lahore, and the princess decides that because she wants to tour that place, so all the tourists need to be removed. Now, this is done when you have actual kings and queens and princes and princesses, that whenever they go with a procession to a certain place, then the whole place is cleared out, right? So these two families really are acting as if they are kings and queens and princes and princesses of a country. And it doesn't, and these are self proclaimed, again, I would say, because hello, who made you king? Who died and made you king? Who died and made you princesses? You think America has. Okay, so we're back to America then. So, America and the UK, you actually thought that you could implant somebody as a royal family in a democratic state? Really? So, you're trying to say that you own Pakistan? Is that what you're saying? Is that your statement? I mean, why else would the UK and the US stand frozen after everything has gone out of control? I thought that the US and the UK's plans were always limited to military, diplomatic machinery and bureaucracy, right? So the fact that everything just oozed out into the public and made a huge mess. So they're suddenly now frozen because they don't know how to handle that mess, and they don't know what to do now, because they have been caught right in the middle. Is that it? Or is this what they wanted? So they don't really care. They don't care how much of a mess it is, as long as they get Pakistan back as their base. Is that it? Right? So you need to decide, really. At the end of the day, we have two princesses moving around. I would love to see them clash. I would love to see Bakhtavar and Maryam clash. And by the way, where is Maryam now? Seriously, I thought she declared Punjab her territory. I thought Punjab was owned by her mother, so, and her father. So tell me, how did you allow this other princess come from Sindh and then clear out a whole historic site because she wanted a tour of it? And and all the tourists were removed. And how is it that Punjab police very actively, uh, just succumbed to that order? I thought they succumbed to your orders. So it means that you are basically accepting the fact that you are working under Zardari, right? Is that what you're also saying? So have you finally agreed on the fact that you will not be in power, and that the ultimate power will go to Zardari, which is what you always planned? I mean, this is something that everybody knew, that Zardari was going to push them up against the cliff and then let them fall at the edge, and then he would take over. So I think he has decided that it's time he announces his takeover. Why else would he make that speech yesterday? So, despite the fact that Imran Khan has smacked everybody in the face with the proof, and he has more proof to come, more evidence to come, showing that the army, the police, the intelligence agencies were behind 9 May, that it was a false flag, and obviously more proof will come on the fact of how the lawyer that was killed, that was gunned down, 15 bullets, 15 bullets. It's understood that again he was once again used as a pawn in their game. How many more are going to be killed? How many more lives are going to be sacrificed for them to fulfill their agenda? This is again for you to decide. Now, I would like to see what happens between the two mafias, the two organized crime families, the Sharif family and the Zardari family. I would like to see what they do, because I remember the time when Shabazz Sharif, when he violated the courts, and that time he had said that he would drag Zardari around the streets and get all the money out of him that he owes Pakistan. So suddenly you have bowed down to your boss. We've always been working together, that we all know. I mean, how else would Nawaz Sharif come for a third time, which is against constitution? He had to go and bribe Zardari, right? And one of the most obvious bribes were, when, because Zardari basically had the stake, and he was, the stakeholder of the petroleum mafia in Pakistan, which is why they had to close down all the CNG wells. And yet, Karachi not once has suffered from CNG closure. Punjab suffered, and that is because um, Nawaz Sharif offered Punjab's quota to Karachi, to Sindh, especially to Karachi, and that is how he got his third term. So that was just one of the things that he offered Zardari. What else did he offer Zardari? I don't know. So now, what are they going to offer Zardari to let them just be able to eat the crumbs that he throws? Because right now, that is what it seems the hierarchy here is. Zardari is at the top of PDM, which again, the whole public already knew. So even if he didn't announce it, but yes, thank you so much for announcing it and making it very clear. It's on the record now. Thank you so much. So, what is PMLN going to do? Rana Sanaullah is probably going to flee once again. After all, um, you men are so useless and pathetic. The women who have gone through so much are still sticking by Imran Khan, and in fact, they're challenging you. So you thought that you could go around stripping women, and yet here it is, a woman just stripped you naked online and made it go viral. Yeah, you and Maulana Fazlu. By the way, why has Maulana Fazlu gone to Thailand? Did he decide that he wanted a bit of VL? I mean, he ditched Mariam, he ditched the rally, and he ran all the way to Thailand, of all places. So I think he's actually looking for a bit of VL to comfort him and to console him, right? Because that is what we all know Maulvis do. Now, I think this will be it for now until I find out some more, because as we know, there's always something going on. There's always constantly something going on, but we can't. And so many of us on social media are covering almost all of it. So I think it wouldn't be necessary for me actually to expound on so many other more things that are going on. So I will try to keep this short and sweet as much as I can by just highlighting some of the important facts here. So, fact number one, Zardari has openly admitted the agenda of PDM, which is basically to burn down this country until it comes completely under their control. Number two, it doesn't matter whether there are elections or not, he is going to keep control through his son. Number three, Pakistan has been sold out. This is me signing out. Khuda.